our next match had the WWE Women's Champion Charlotte in there. She was tag team up with Dana Brooks versus Natalya and Becky Lynch.
Becky with the good hair.
Becky with the good hair. But why a tag match in this particular match when you probably could have done any one of those women? I know Natalya, they've had their differences. You move on. But you could move on to Becky Lynch.
Yeah, we're talking about a pay-per-view here. Me personally, I feel like this being a important pay-per-view, any pay-per-view, the belt should be on the line. I'm gonna see why it wasn't.
And not to mention the way they was playing it, the best Money in the Bank in history.
Exactly. Yeah.
In history, and then you have a tag match.
Yeah, it's just it was a little weird.
Yeah, I definitely didn't get that. But the match overall, to be personal, was a good match. It was fairly good.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, there really wasn't anything that I didn't like about it. So
Right.
It was a good match. Well, sort of. I'm kind of confused on how they're doing Natalya.
Yeah, I personally think that something was needed.
Yeah.
Something was needed. Natalya has been the same Natalya since she's been there.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think people, even Paige in one of their feuds, she talked about how bland she was. Summer Rae had said it before how bland she was. So I definitely think that an attitude change was needed. But I do agree, now that you changed her attitude, where do you go from here?
Because it kind of seemed like all of this is supposed to be Natalya's story. Like this was her storyline. This was supposed to be her story for the belt and all this stuff. So it felt like it kind of took a weird turn where it was no longer about her and Charlotte. Now it's her and Becky, where it just didn't make sense. It didn't really make sense at this moment in time. I don't mind them turning her heel, because I think she plays the role of a heel good, and maybe we can now kind of get a Beth Phoenix like heel in the women's, because they need a stronger wrestler in there, somebody who could be a force, kind of like how Beth Phoenix was when she wrestled.
Yeah, and not to mention, I think the fact that they are changing it, it's kind of good for Natalya, because, like I said, she needed an attitude change.
Yeah.
She needed something different, because she's been doing the same thing for quite some time. So I'm very, very happy about the change, but where do we go from here? Like, where do we go?